After being discontinued for a few months due to the implementation of the BS6 norms, the Isuzu V-Cross is now back again in a slightly updated avatar. Of course, in this new update, it gets a BS6 certified powertrain, some other changes and a steeper price tag. So is this lifestyle pickup truck really worth more than 24 lakh rupees ex-showroom? That's exactly what we are going to find out over the next few minutes. Now on the face of it, things don't look too good for the V-Cross, and that's primarily because it's so expensive. But when you look at the feature list, it's not the most feature loaded vehicle in its price segment. Of course, it does not have any direct rival. It's not the most comfortable either. It's not really a driver's delight. Yes, it is massive. It's got a brilliant road presence. I'll give it that. It really looks unique. It's longer than even the new Mercedes-Benz S-Class. That's how the dimensions are for this vehicle, and it really looks muscular, it looks butch. So yes, as far as looks go, undoubtedly this has to be one of the better looking vehicles on sale in the country with no direct rival. But that's about it. That's the only area where you can say it is pretty much the best. The rest of it, well, as we say, never judge a book by its cover. So we will find out more in detail, and we'll start off with the engine first because that's the biggest change in this updated V-Cross. Now before we go ahead, if you already haven't subscribed to our channel, then please subscribe it and do press that little bell icon so that you can stay updated to all of our forthcoming videos. And if you like this video, please share it as well. Alright, now on to the engine. Well, it's a 1.9 litre turbocharged diesel engine, and it is now updated, so it is BS6 compliant and makes a little bit more power and torque than earlier. So now you get 13 more PS, so it's a total of 163 PS, and you also get 360 Newton meters of torque, which is 10 Nm more than earlier. Does that make any big difference in terms of driving? Not much, and that's because of the weight. It's a 2-ton vehicle, so I mean 10 Nm torque and 13 PS isn't going to make a world of difference. But yes, what I think is a perceivable difference is that this version, the BS6 compliant engine, feels a little more refined than earlier. So you have less of the diesel clatter. It's there, but it's lesser than the earlier version, not by a big difference though. As for the performance, well, on the road, performance I would say isn't really exciting, but it's okay. It's adequate to get this 2-ton vehicle moving at a reasonable speed, and there is a bit of a turbo lag initially, but not much. It is masked well by this 6-speed automatic transmission. By the way, you can also have the V-Cross in manual transmission with the 4x4, so that is a good option for buyers. And straight line acceleration, well, like I said, not great performance. It's adequate, so yes, it will get you to highway speeds in reasonable time, and it doesn't really mind going in the medium triple digit speed. So as long as you want to cruise about 100-115 kilometers per hour, I don't think that should be much of a problem. And like I said, it feels a little more refined. The NVH is better controlled than the earlier version, it seems so. So it also gives you a little bit more refined and a comfortable feeling. The gearbox too, like I said, does a good job. It masks the lag and offers decent upshifts and downshifts. It really isn't a quick gearbox, but that's not what you would want in a pickup. It does the job, but can be a bit jerky at times. So yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, it's not an exciting vehicle to drive, but it gets the job done. It will get you from point A to point B without any fuss. So that's what you would expect from a pickup truck. Coming to the ride quality on normal roads, well, that's where if you have the flatbed is empty, if you are not carrying much weight, well, that time the V-Cross is very bouncy. I mean, the best way to explain how the ride quality of the V-Cross is, as far as the handling is concerned, well, it's a heavy vehicle, it's big in size, so it's not particularly keen on going around corners at a rapid pace. And that's understandable. I mean, only an idiot would buy a pickup truck to go around corners at a fast pace, unless it's the Raptor, of course. Now, but in a straight line, well, there is no issues with the handling. Stability is not a problem, and the V-Cross remains stable at highway speeds. The brakes, however, feel very spongy, so there's hardly any feedback from the pedal, and the steering is quite heavy. So at slow speeds, maneuvering this, and with all the size that it has, it doesn't really have a very short turning radius as well. So maneuverability at slow speeds can be a bit of a hassle, but once you get going, things improve. And ride quality also, well, once you load up the flatbed, load up the deck, well, again, once there's some weight on the suspension, things get better. So yeah, I mean, not a very comfortable vehicle to drive, but gets the job done. As for the 4x4 capabilities, well, this comes with a 4x4 system, and like I said, you can opt for a 4x2 as well if you aren't really going to go hardcore off-roading. But with this, you can switch between 2 high, 4 high and 4 low using this rotary knob. Now, when you compare this V-Cross to the earlier version, not much has changed in terms of the suspension or the off-road capabilities or the 4x4 system. So its off-road capabilities remain the same, and that means you can take it on really hard trails. The one thing that you need to watch out though for is the massive overhang it has at the rear, so that can be a bit of a bother at times during hardcore off-roading. But apart from that, it's really a vehicle you can put it through a lot of torture, and every time you do that, it will come back smiling and asking for some more. And coming to the cabin, well, like the exterior, the interior too is largely unchanged, and you have pretty much all the things at the same place like the earlier V-Cross. And well, I wouldn't say that's a good or a bad thing. It's not a good thing, of course, because the interior isn't really modern or premium looking. There are a lot of leather touches that, of course, give it some bit of a premium feel, but then again, in this infotainment system, well, it just looks like a decade old, and it's a small screen. The touch response is okay, but it's got no Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and I mean, cars which cost about 6-7 lakh these days have better infotainment system than this. But you do have 3 USB ports, and well, yeah, you can connect your phone using the cable or Bluetooth. So yeah, that's about the infotainment system. But then also, if you look at the other features also, the vehicle isn't really up to the point where its rivals offer. I mean, it's very low in terms of features. It doesn't have a sunroof, which a lot of us Indians like. It doesn't have any wireless charging pads. It doesn't have any other notable features. Yes, in terms of safety, it's good. It gets 6 airbags. It gives you ESP traction control. It's got hill descent control. So full marks in the safety department. But features is something that's an area where the V-Cross doesn't really come out too strong. So that's it. And well, apart from that, the instrument cluster is basic. It's gives you all the information, clean readouts. The seats are fine, they're good. At the back, again, there is space for 3 people because of the sort of flattish floor. And the problem at the back though is that when you're sitting, the seat is quite low, and because of that, what happens is that you sit with your knees pointing up in the air. That means there is not much of an under-thigh support at your disposal, and over long journeys, this can be a bit of a bother. So headroom is again fine, legroom, knee room is fine. So yes, it's got decent space, but it's not particularly comfortable. And yeah, I mean, at this price, there are better vehicles that are very comfortable. But then again, if you're looking for comfort, why would you buy the V-Cross? If you look at the V-Cross from purely a value for money or a practical perspective, there's no way I can make a good case for it. But when you look at it from a lifestyle perspective, and it actually is a lifestyle vehicle, well, that's where the V-Cross starts making some sense. And that's because the V-Cross has so much more character. It looks unlike anything else on sale in the market. It looks really fantastic actually, and it's got great off-road capability. It's got good safety features, and it goes along well for those who want a vehicle that matches their character of being rugged and goes well with their adventurous lifestyle. So who will end up buying a vehicle like this? Well, someone who is really passionate about pickup trucks and is absolutely in love with this vehicle. And for love and passion, well, these are two things you really can't put a price tag to it.